What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another Bounty Hunter's Guide for Star Citizen. I wanted to do, since I'm pretty close to ERTs, I wanted to do a quick video of 2 ships I want to recommend for ERTs. And obviously, right now, I'm flying one of them. This is the Aegis Eclipse. It is a stealth bomber capable of launching size 9 torpedoes at a target to completely obliterate it, essentially. This is what I would call the glass cannon for ERTs, because if you miss that torpedo shot, you're dead. Let's be honest with you. But if that torpedo hits, your ERT is going to go down instantly. So for guns, it doesn't have the greatest. It's got 2 size 2s fixed on the bottom of it, but it's mainly, or its main DPS is those size 9 torpedoes, which it carries 3 of them. You can swap those out for, like, they come stock with Argos 9s. I'm running Typhoon 9s, but what most people will say is run Seeker 9s. And sorry if I'm a little, I don't know what's the word I'm looking for, stutterish, I guess. Today I'm just exhausted and I've been having trouble finding my words all day. So, but the Aegis Eclipse is a great choice, especially if you want to try to knock out these ERTs really fast. Another alternative to this would be the Retaliator. It holds 6 size 9 torpedoes and is much more tanky, but I like the Eclipse because of the stealth option. And I don't care what anybody says, stealth does work in this game. You just have to utilize it correctly. It's very powerful in a PvP situation. I have knocked so many players out of Jump Town and out of other situations just by stealthing this thing, turning off weapons, shields, suppressing my IR and putting my power to stealth. And basically the players just didn't know I was there until the torpedo was already in the air. So I don't care what anybody says stealth works. And I actually have a bounty that I'm going to right now. It's a VHRT. Like I said, I'm just at the cusp of ERTs. Wrong button. Like literally at the cusp of ERTs. I just don't have the cert yet. I just don't see it yet, to be completely honest with you. So I am going to show that off here in a little bit. But the Aegis Eclipse is, again, a really good choice for ERTs, especially if you're trying to chain them, if you can hit those torpedo shots. And honestly, I haven't gone up against the Hammerhead yet, but I've been having a lot of luck with missiles and torpedoes hitting since 319 came out. Other people are reporting differently, that missiles just won't hit at all, or 50% of the time. So we will find out in the ERT video, but we are going to test things out here once I get to the bounty, and then we will get to the second ship I recommend. All right, being sub 40k out, let's start everything up. So I have everything powered on right now. What I'm going to do first is change this MFD. It can be any MFD, I just change the center one. We're going to hit suppress overall IR. Went down to 3578. So at 3,578 meters, that's when they'll pick my IR up. But my EM is higher than that. So they're actually going to pick me up at this distance, at the bigger number, before they pick me up at this distance. So we'll hit stealth here, just to lower our power, and then we are going to turn off shields.
Weapon systems offline.
And weapons.
Shields offline.
I know I said that backwards, but that's... Either way, it's done. So we can see that EM signature dropping. That's also because I'm not moving right now. We're also going to go under SCM. So we're going to cruise at SCM speed, and we are going to go. So you can see the EM is still dropping, but we're pretty matched up. You know, 34, 80. We're kind of going lower here, but 35. So they're not going to pick us up to about 3,500 meters. And we are going to crawl in. We're gonna prep our torpedoes. We're gonna put our decoys up high. That's just what I do, just to get out really fast. And basically, we're gonna crawl in. We're gonna find our primary target. We're gonna lock, launch, and dip. If we miss, we're gonna get a good distance out again, re-engage stealth, and then we're gonna go for another pass. So I've hit this torpedo at 10 kilometers. I know optimal range is probably about 3.5k, but I'm gonna launch this thing at 10. I've hit one target at 10. I'm gonna try it here again. If we do miss, I will do a second pass, and then we will launch at 3.5. All right, so now that we're sub 20, we have targets popping up. That's our target, Irving Boyd Events. He is in an Anvil Valkyrie. We are going to sub-target. The sub-target keybind, or default keybind on your keyboard, is 8 at the top of your keyboard, right above U and I. The sub-target is engines. We're not quite getting a hard lock just yet. Once that hard lock goes, we'll probably, I guarantee, oh, there it is. All right, so now we're going to wait until we're about 10k out. Like I said, we're still crawling. If this thing goes the way I plan, that target will be down before they can even get shots off. So that engine is sub-targeted. You can see it's a little orange on my MFD if you kind of squint really fast. We are 10k, launch a torpedo. And we're going to start banking. And splash. Burning. Engines back. Weapons on. Shields back up. And we're gonna burst. Ooh. Get that first quantum marker. And we are away. So, those NPCs, yeah, I launched it pretty far out. Didn't even really test how far they could pick me up. But with running stealth, there's our ERT certification right there. But with running stealth, you're able to get in like pretty close and launch that torpedo. We launched that torpedo at 10k. They didn't even know we were there until that target was destroyed. So that's going to be my method for ERTs using this, is using stealth, waiting till I'm 10k out, launching torpedoes after sub-targeting main engines. So that's my first recommendation. Let's move on to my second. So my second recommendation is not this ship specifically, but the Constellation series. They're easy to get your hands on, especially if you want to pledge for them. That's why I'm picking this one. This one is the Taurus. This is the cheapest Taurus you can pledge to. I also think it's the cheapest constellation you can pledge to, but I also think it's the cheapest constellation you can buy in game. I'm not 100% sure on how much it is in game, but all the Constellation series handle their own very, very well in combat, especially for ERTs, because of the pilot controlled DPS. If you want to go more guns towards ERTs, this is the ship I would pick. It's the Constellation. Yeah, you could argue the Corsair might be better, and honestly it is, but it's not as accessible because it's only on the pledge store for a limited time, and it's also more expensive than the Constellation. Constellation still has a lot of pilot controlled DPS. You got 2 size 5 hard points and 2 size 4 hard points. The 2 size 4s are gimbaled automatically. You can't change them from gimbals or anything like that. They were always gimbaled. The size 5s, you can go fix the size 5s, but I actually don't do that. I use all gimbaled size 4s because honestly, if I can't take the gimbals off, I'm gonna run gimbals all the way around. I don't care. That's just how I work. I mean, you can swap out to fixed weapons on this and probably dish out more damage, but I will always go gimbaled on this. The best Constellation was probably the Andromeda because of the extra missiles you get. So on here we have 24 size 2s. You also get, like, I believe it's 28 size 1s with the Andromeda. Plus you have 2 actual gun turrets that other players or your buddies can use on the Andromeda. When on the other ones, like this has a tractor beam on one of the turrets. The Aquila or however you pronounce it has a just like a sensor array on the other one. And we also sacrifice missiles. So I don't have size 1 missiles, only size 2s on this. But again, with it's still enough. It's still enough to take on ERTs solo, and that's what we're mainly worried about. They're tanky. They got size 3 shields. I believe they have, actually I think it only has 1 size 3 shield generator, but a size 3 shield is perfect. Another ship I would recommend for an honorable mention is the 600i. You get 3 size 5 hard points if you run fix, which is really nice. And since they buffed up the HP on the 600i, it does hold its own quite a bit. Also, I would also recommend this Corsair, but it's not as easily accessible as the Constellation. So, Constellation's got beefy shields, beefy firepower, a ton of missiles, and it's easy to solo. So, if you're more about the guns, go for a Connie. So on this, I am running size 4 gimbaled laser cannons. I would recommend either laser cannons or ballistic Gatlings like 84Bs, 85Bs. You want as much alpha DPS as possible, or you want to penetrate those shields. I want cannons because I don't want to worry about the ammo, at least for right now. Oh, please don't be an invisible asteroid. I saw all those pop up and I got scared. So I'll put power to weapons. The Constellation has been tried and true for me when it comes to ERTs, because I'm more into guns, so that's what I use. This is what I use. If you want to do multi-crew, I would actually recommend the Redeemer. The Redeemer is the best combat multi-crew ship in the game. You don't have to worry about having 6 different people to use all the turrets like on a Hammerhead, but you got 2 manned turrets that have dual size 5s, and you have 2 remote turrets as well. The Redeemer is just a fucking powerhouse, and 2 size 3 shields. Like, bro, crazy. We're not quite there yet. So obviously we do have to get close. So we got a Hurricane. So the way you want to do this is have some good back strafes. I will fly this thing like a damn light fighter, but honestly, back strafe. I'm actually gonna coast and decoupled. Let's launch some missiles. Now he's getting a little closer to us. I'm gonna apply some back strafe. I'm gonna open fire. Oh, I'm not staggered. There we go. So I'm only doing it, again, only VHRTs, because obviously I want that certification for the video. We're out, a little out of range. Some side strafes going. Can't see my pit. There it is. Now, oh, we're getting good hits. Good hits, good hits, good hits. Now, if I was running ballistic Gatlings, this thing would be dead already. But again, I don't want to worry about my ammo. You sacrifice a little bit of time. But There we go. Come on. Alright. We're gonna power shields. We're gonna disengage here a little bit. Don't want to get in range. I want to use some more missiles on them. These are stock missiles, by the way. Shield is dropping, shield's dropping. I think it's because I have this engine still sub-targeted. So let's try it this way now. Might be why I'm missing quite a bit. Ignore the smaller fighters. Oh, desync. I've noticed with the new AI, or I think the AI has been updated. It seems like they do try to disengage to get the shields back. There we go. Now we're getting hits. And boom. Again, that's only a VHRT, but I just wanted to show off some combat ability for both ships. My main recommendation will be the Eclipse, but if you're more into guns, you don't want to launch missiles and torpedoes all the freaking time. You want to go to guns. Go with a Connie. Great. It's a great pick. Great pick. So either Eclipse or Constellation if you want to get prepared for ERTs, if you got that money saved up. Those are the ships I'll go for. I hope you guys found this video informative. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, go ahead, leave a like, that subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next video around the verse. Alrighty? Have a good one.